So here's a fun little exploration of using the spline mask in an alpha channel to control where a certain texture is, and if that texture is clipped by another alpha channel being used in a separate effect or a separate alpha channel, that it's using that spline effect to clip it as well. So here's what I've got, and I'm just going to delete these and take a look at how I've got these splines set up here. So I've got two masks here, or two different colors here. One is just this, it was green, but I've changed its color. And I'll just clear this out here. And here's my pupil. Also clear this out. So what I want to do is create a white part of the eye. So the white part of the eye is here defined by this spline. So I've just drawn this spline, and it's really important to note that I've drawn this spline in the 100 by 100 pixel or unit space in the positive Y and positive X area of my scene in the front view. So here under green, I'm going to go to the alpha and go to my texture, and under effects, I'm going to choose spline. And in that spline shader, what I want to do is grab and use that spline to create my alpha channel. I don't want to use the text spline, which it comes preloaded with. And once I turn that off, I can change the spline here. So I'm going to select the spline. And you can see it's off a little bit. I could probably snap these and make it a little cleaner. But it gives me an outline, and that outline shows me here, and that would show me if I put my texture on my plane. Here's my texture, or it's the alpha channel rather, on that area. But what I want to do is I want to fill that texture, and I don't want a line width. I don't want this to be stroked. I just want that to indicate the boundary of my eye. So my line width is going to be 0. There we go. So now I just have the outside line. Then I want a circle for the pupil. So for under the pupil, I could use a circle, and it's just a standard spline shape. But rather than using a circle, what I want to do is make sure that the circle is clipped by the eye white. And in order to do that, what I've done is I've come up here and used Spline Mask. And the Spline Mask is only looking at the intersection of the circle and the eye white part. So as I move this circle around, the eye white area clips it. So again, under the pupil texture, I'll go to alpha, and then under effects, I go down to spline, turn off the text spline, bring that, not the circle now, I'm not bringing the circle in this time, but the entire spline mask. And we'll bring the entire spline mask in here. Again, fill this, my line width will be 0. And what it will do is it will fill that in if I put the pupil texture onto my object. So now I've got the pupil texture, and it looks like maybe I want to fill this with 1 pixel. That might help to clean up that edge there. Looks like it needs a little more finessing, but the idea is that I can now move my pupil around, and the pupil will change, and I can also change the value of my eye white, which will clip the pupil, and the pupil still remains active. And I think that might give you another way to create, simply with textures, that cartoon eye look. The controllers then just become your regular position values on the two splines that define the texture.